It's beer o'clock on Real Old Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Six String Brewing Company, and it's a can of their Double Dark Red IPA coming in at 10% ABV. There's a look at the can. 375 millilitres. Certified Australian craft, independent craft beer there. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the can opening, beer in the glass then. Lovely, one finger, slightly off white head. We got a kind of a cherry red coloured beer in the glass, good levels of carbonation. It's one of my favourite styles of beer. And I always seem to forget that it's one of my favourite styles of beer is a red style IPA, a red IPA. I just really like the malts that combine with the hops, gives like a jammy, tart aroma and flavour. Just find them terrific. Thank you very much to Mick in Australia, for sending us a beer. Thank you very much, Mick. It's been a fantastic journey to try all of these different Australian craft beers over the last few years. This one looks exceptional. Let's get the aroma. First of all, slight bit of haze, good level of carbonation. Here's the aroma. Yeah, that just smells terrific. Really terrific. It's quite malty. It's quite big and fat and malty. But then it's got like this kind of vanilla ice cream kind of aroma going on. And then loads and loads of juicy hops on the back end. It smells terrific. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, boom! Stone the Crows, Stone the Crows, what a fantastic, fantastic beer. Big, fat, malty brew, as I mentioned, but there's a bucket load. There's enough hops in this beer to sink a battleship. It's just a massive amount of hops comes through on the back end to really balance the beer out really nicely. So, after that big hit of malt, that kind of caramel flavour, the sweetness coming from the malt, over here, you get the bitterness and all of the kind of fruit flavours and the hops coming all over kind of this direction. So it's just nicely kind of hang gliding, balancing this beer wonderfully well, wonderfully well. It's 10% ABV. What's really interesting about this beer is that it really doesn't drink like a 10% ABV beer. It drinks like, yes, you've got the big fat malts in there, you've got the malts in there to kind of to give you an indication that it's a big beer, but you don't really get any of that kind of alcohol content coming through. It's not kind of like sliding down. You get a little bit of warming as it hits the pit of the stomach, but that's about it. Let's get you some flavours then. Oh, it's lovely. Jammy, tart flavours, sweetness from the malt, for some vanilla. It's almost like it's a barrel-aged beer and then they've kind of dry hopped it on the back end. It's got like an oaky vanilla-y flavour coming through. Absolutely terrific, top class stuff. On the back end, it's really jammy. It's like a mixed fruit jam on the back end, but really intensified. Nice bitterness comes through on the hops. You can feel the bitterness in the back of your palate, kind of just giving a nice amount of bitterness. Of course, what else would it be? And then it's just plum and raspberry and strawberry and yeah, just mixed fruit jams. Terrific. Watch as I rock the beer back and forth. Rock the beer back and forth. You can see the carbonation there, chasing the beer up the head. It looks, that just is absolutely incredible. Incredible beer. I think this might be the first beer that I've had from Six String Brewing Company. They're based on the central coast of Australia. We'll have a look at that now. We'll just give the description. With double the malt and triple the hops, this double dark red IPA is an amped up version of our legendary dark red IPA. The use of caramel and chocolate malts give it the trademark dark velvety red colour. Hops dominate the aroma with a resiny citrusy smell which comes from numerous late hop additions, while the malts help to balance the flavour. At 10% ABV, and get this, it's 100 IBUs. This IPA will stalk until it's ready to pounce and have you seeing double. They're from so New South Wales, the New South Wales central coast of Australia. There we go. Amazing beer. Yeah, that bitterness coming through on the back end. There's so much sweetness though from the malt that it needed to be 100 IBUs just to be able to carry that kind of bitterness. If I can quickly touch on IBUs, if a beer was 0 IBUs, you get no bitterness at all. Your palate can taste up to 100 IBUs in terms of kind of bitterness. So this is kind of top end bittering, and that's the cover, the sweetness of the malt that's gone in. I'm going to rate this. I think it's terrific. A really terrific example of an imperial style red ale, I'm going to call it. They've called it a double dark red IPA. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. So 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!